Atomic Energy Committee?
I understand where the motivation for this comes from, but I think it's a bit of a narrow view about how we deal with the emerging challenges of AI, and particularly generative AI. I think a lot of this call is being driven by concerns around generative AI development. Generally, I tend to think about the most useful way to regulate AI is not as a technology, but rather as a tool in its appropriate context. So bringing the actual regulation closer to specific sectors as opposed to coming up with a more generalized approach. So in the near term, it may be a useful exercise, maybe even a necessary exercise to provide guidance for foundation model development, especially as those foundation models are increasingly rolled out in contexts that may create adversarial challenges or other risks. But in order to make these technologies particularly useful, again, the whole point of this discussion is to sort of situate and ground the technology in its context of use. And that, I think, requires a much more subtle, fine-grained precision tool to regulation. I don't think you can do that with a single standards body. I think you can set some broad expectations, but you need a lot more sectoral, industry-level consideration and knowledge in order to address the much more subtle, much more complicated issues that I think are going to be most impactful and consequential to people's lives.